How's it? This is Mundo, and as you just heard, I can't play this, and that is why it's my favorite warm-up. I play it every night. It lets me know where I stand right before the gig. First of all credit to Frank Gambale. I got this from him. It's part of this video he had in the 90s, and it could have been a VHS in my case. It was called Chop Builder, the ultimate guitar workout, and it was really cool because it mirrored the exercise workout video fads that were happening. And this was just an exercise video for guitarists. So I did this workout every day, and it kicked my ass, and it made me better. It really helped me. This was just a part of it in the string skipping section of this workout, and I play it every night. Honestly, through the years, this is my favorite warm-up, so I want to show it to you today. By the way, I don't know if this Chop Builder video is still around or it's on the interweb, but you got to check it out because it was a little cheesy or maybe even cringy back in the day. He had workout, girls in workout garb dancing around him while he played this video, and you played along with him. Nowadays, it might be kitschy, so check it out. And also, this video came with an accompanying booklet. I don't have that anymore, so I'm showing it to you as I remembered it, and I may have changed it inadvertently through the years. So, all right, this is the best warm-up for your gig. Trust me, while it does get the guitar playing muscles going, it shows me what I have and maybe what I don't have when I improvise. It's a string skipping exercise, and most people I know, including me, don't pick up a guitar and begin with a string skipping lick or riff. So it's cool for that, and it forces me to concentrate on hitting the notes in time, with intention, and accuracy. So for that reason, I suggest you pick a sound that has a lot of effects, and hey, extra credit if you add some distorto. You heard that sound before in the intro. That was hard to manage all that. So you're working to keep it musical, and you're also working like right off the bat on your muting technique. So there's one, muting, huh? Now, of course, this is perfect for amps because, you know, you're moving air and you want to connect with those sound waves, and it's a great connection. It's very easy to do with amps. So if you're playing amps, great. Trust me, you'll love this warm-up. But man, for in-ear monitors, this is a lifesaver for me because you don't get that benefit of the amps and that connection and that moving the air. And there is a divide now. The OG guys like me, we started off professionally with amps, so we're connected to that. A lot of my young students, they begin with modelers, and they don't have amps. They don't have that connection. So take that how you will, how it works for your situation. But for me, coming from amps, I'm trying to find that connection, and this warm-up helps me with that. Getting that synchronized happening is essential when you're not pushing air and everything's right here. For me, the best exercises are the musical ones, and that's another reason why I like this. This is a harmonized major scale, and that's also why in this example, on these examples, I've included standard notation and chords. If you want to take it farther and understand that, I think it's a must. Not even reading music to understand how a major scale works, but it's basically an E major scale harmonized. The other reason I like this warm-up is it's not static. So meaning, we all have our other warm-ups. The one I like is chromatic. You can even stay in one place. So that's cool, but this moves. And And that's really nice. Moving to new positions helps my hand move. I'm not anchored like your pentatonic, you're kind of anchored. Just gets me going, start stretching out my fingers, and especially in between here, that's where I find it. And it's really nice. You don't have to play this warm-up fast. You'll still get the benefits of this. This also helps me synchronize my left and right hands. So, right? Because I'm not normally always playing string skipping solos. So now it focuses me on getting some accuracy, moving my hands, staying in time. Also, on its basic level, it's a good system check for you to see if it's in tune or if it's right, whether you're using a modular or an amp. You know, does everything sound fine? Does your guitar sound fine? Sometimes you could have a good sound check and you show up for the gig and that's out the door. That's a good time to check. You know, lately for me, the most important part of this warm-up is to check how technique is looking before you do a gig. For instance, I play with a downward pick angle. Let me see if I can get closer to this camera. And lately, for some reason, I like to flatten out my hand and play a little more right angle into the string, and sometimes I'm gonna exaggerate. I'm doing a complete opposite. So right then and there, when I pick up the guitar right before the gig, I can fix that. That's a really big deal. The other thing with me lately is when I stand up. Lately, I'm lifting the shoulder. Now I'm tight. So just working on keeping everything relaxed. You have to find out what works for you, but this exercise really does bring it out of me because there's some anxiety built into it, and then my shoulders get up and I get tight. Other thing maybe is your pick is too worn. Check out the tip. You know, if you want a worn tip or if you want a sharp tip, or if there's cuts in it from pick slides, check that out. You might notice it then. So I'm sure I missed a few other points of why this warm-up helps, but honestly, this warm-up helps me mitigate any unforeseen problems and allows me to be the best professional guitarist I can be at that given moment. The next day might be a whole different thing. And lastly, remember, I can't play this well. It's just for warm-ups. I don't even play this at home. I play it just at the gigs. I'm not trying to make it better, but I do know if I play it every night and I play it fairly well, I'm going to have a good gig. So let me show you how I play this. I basically do this whole thing purposely with alternate picking. If you're not an alternate picker, still try to do it. It helps with the synchronization. But if you are more of a legato player, you could still do that. Hybrid player, you could still do that. Just find what works for you. I'm going to show you what I do. And basically, I'm doing up and down, up, down, up, down. I do have one little trick I have. I'll show you that. But it's basically arpeggios from the E major scale. In this case, we start on the low E. Right there, you notice when I finish, it's 2 arpeggios per bar. That's the sharp 7 of E. I'm going to slide up with my pinky to a new position. So we're going up an arpeggio and back down, up an arpeggio and back down. Each time we go up and down in a different direction, it's a different arpeggio. So here's E. And now I'm going to take my pinky and slide it to F sharp. And I'll be doing on the flat 7 there, which is 5. And I'm just string skipping. And then now I'm going to go to that second bar, the G minor 7. Now A major 7. B7. And then C minor 7. And then this is always the tricky one. And I bet you I didn't even play it right in the intro. This is the D minor 7 flat 5. And then you go to this A, the flat 5, which is the 10th fret, 2nd string. And then, sometimes what I do by accident, and I just, I add the real 5, which is not in the key of E. Going back to that D minor 7 flat 5. When we went up the arpeggio with the D minor 7 flat 5, we came back down with our root, the E major 7. By the way, the triangles on the chords here, that's how I just do major 7. It's a fast way of writing it out. So E major 7. And now let's see where I'm at. I'm just going to go back down. So it'll be back to D minor 7 flat 5. Make sure you get that 10th fret. And then slide your pinky down to the C minor, C sharp minor 7. Slide your first finger down to the B. Pinky down to the A major 7. First finger down to the G sharp minor 7. F sharp minor 7, sliding my pinky down. Alright, and then you could just repeat that. Just repeat that and go up and down. In the intro, I went from this E major harmonized scale to an A major harmonized scale. I have a little fix. So on this last bar, this is how I do it. And I put the notation, the up and down notation on the page. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then followed, I string skip with another down. Up. It's a little weird, but when you're going fast, it really helps. So check that out. If we're going forward, now we're gonna go to that A major section. And now we're doing basically the same thing, but we are doing the unimaginable A major key change string set jump for continued string skipping arpeggio love. Anyway, we're just going to the key of A and doing the same move, but we are jumping up a string set. The reason I like to add this A in here is now when I'm targeting the 5th string, I'm trying not to hit the 6th string. In my case, I'm all over the place there. But so if I go to the last bar, that 8th bar of the E major scale, and then A. D major 7 right there. We're going to go to the E7. Slide up with your pinky, right? Slide up with your first finger. And same thing here. Got to get that flat 5 to this G sharp, that D note. And then A major 7, up with the pinky. And then you can end it the same way. That's basically it. I really recommend spending some time with this. It really helps me. It is my warm-up regimen. This is an easy guitar to play, but it's the biggest neck I have. It's wide, and I picked it to give myself even more of a challenge today. So if you have some guitars that, more than one guitar at the gig, pick the one that's harder to play to get warmed up. Don't make it easy. Oh, and the most important thing, I'm not doing it today. It actually makes everything harder, is stand up, because when we perform, we're standing up, right? So. Yeah, and then when I'm standing up, I notice I'm trying to help myself here and there. Got to keep balance on both legs and get good weight distribution and pick your moments to be a rock star and do all that stuff. All right, so let me know how this worked for you, because this is what I do every night and it works for me. I'd love to hear what you think. I'd also love to hear what you guys do for your own practice regimens, especially for in-ear monitors. And also, lastly, just a big aloha for all the subscriptions I've been getting. I really appreciate it. And until next time, this is Mundo. Aloha.